den. Look what happens, y'all. The Bible says, verse 14, the herdsmen fled to nearby town and surrounding countryside, spreading the news as they ran. People rushed out to see what happened. Oh, come here, let me see if I can't make it live for you. They tell me there's a big slim down there in West Oakland who decided he's going to deal with the children. But he used to be a preacher, now he's a preacher. They tell me they got that other fellow over there who's just high and mighty and always holding a sign talking about save our kids. But they tell me he used to be on cocaine. They tell me they got some deacons in there that used to, that's praying and talking about Jesus now. But them niggas used to have the bag. Oh, did I say it? I'm sorry. They used to have the bag and they was doing all of that, but now they in church talking about Jesus. The Bible says they ran to see. And when they came, watch this. The Bible says when they saw the change in the man, they were afraid. They got scared. Why? Because as long as a man don't know who he is, he can be manipulated. As long as a man don't know who he is, he can be fooled. But when you know who you are, people get afraid of you. Afraid. They're afraid that there's some young black men getting together who understand that Jesus made them right with God. They're afraid because there's some men getting together who don't mind praying in the park, don't mind praying. There's some men getting together, and when men get together who love Jesus, the world gets afraid. I dare you to give somebody a high five, say, neighbor, they might as well go on and be scared, neighbor. Because we coming. We coming. I say we coming. We coming. We coming. Like warriors, we coming. And some don't smell like weed, but we coming. Some don't have a little alcohol on their breath, but we coming. Some don't have baby mouths, but we coming. Because when a man gives his life to Jesus, ain't nothing up but better from there. Give somebody a high five and say we coming. Tell them, say we coming. Where you going, Bishop? We're going to the hedges and the highways to let other men know that your issues is not your identity. What you've been through doesn't define you because God brought you out. Brother, we preach this, shaking neighbor's hands and neighbor. This brother can't get right. Brother can't get right. But something happened to him. He meets Jesus. Wait a minute. And the Bible says when he saw.
Come on with it, boy. You meet Jesus.
His life was tore up from the floor. He didn't care about nobody but himself. Left all his family and friends, doing his own thing. But when he meets Jesus, man, I wish I could tell you, Jesus wanted to meet this man. Jesus wanted to meet him so bad, Reggie, he put the whole church in a storm. Jesus wanted to meet this man so bad that they go through a storm to get to where this man is. And when Jesus gets finished with the man, watch the things that happen. Before he met Jesus, he's running up and down. After he met Jesus, he's sitting. Before he's met Jesus, he's running around naked. Oh boy, I wish I was his brother. Right? He's running around naked. You know that means he ain't got no control. He's doing whatever, whenever. Man, I wish I could say it like I wanted to. I mean, I'm spraying seed all over the place. But when he meets Jesus, he got some trouble. But not only, watch this, when he meets Jesus, before he meets Jesus, he's in the tomb with a messed up mind. But when he meets Jesus, he's sitting down, clothed, and in his right mind. Can I tell you something? I'm talking to 25 men here who the Lord told me to tell you. Your life is about to change. Not because you're going to get some more money. Not because you're going to get another job. Your life is about about to change because God is regulating your mind. And when a man has the right mind, there ain't nothing can stop a man with the right mind. Oh, if you sit next to a man, sister, if you brought your boo with you, just look at him and say, your mind getting together, baby. Your mind getting together. And when his mind gets together, he gonna love you like you need to be loved. When his mind gets together, you ain't got to wonder where the money is. He's bringing it home. When your mind gets together. I got any brothers here whose mind getting together? I got any brothers here who can attest to the fact, Bishop, if you ain't got one witness, you got me. I was like that man in the tombs, didn't care about myself, but I met Jesus one day. And God knows since I met Jesus, I ain't perfect, but I'm a whole lot better. I'm going to say it again. Since I met Jesus, I ain't perfect, but I'm a whole lot better. He meets Jesus. Daddy meets Jesus. They came to see. He's sitting down there. We're suggesting he's learning now. But he's not only learning, but he's in his right mind. All my brothers and sisters, when you're in your right mind, your phone don't ring as much. When you're in your right mind, they don't ask you to come out like they used to. But he's in his right mind. I gotta go now, y'all. I gotta. But the Bible says that when he got in his right mind, Jesus is getting ready to leave. Man says, Jesus, you've been so good to me. I don't get it. He said, you've been so good. Hallelujah. I feel my help. He said, if you don't mind, can I go with you? And this is an interesting response. Because the man wants to go with Jesus, right? Now, who don't want to hang out with Jesus? He feeds the hungry. He gives sight to the blind. He raises the dead. He gives deliverance. The man says, Jesus, I want to go with you. Jesus tells the man, no.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus,
Hello.
you help me.
Come on, boy.
I won't go with you. No. Why can't I? He said, here's what I need you to do. I need you to go home. Y'all listen. I need you to go back to the folk who knew you left them. To the folk who knew you was crazy. To the folk who knew you really didn't care about them. Go back and tell them what I did for you. You see, too many of y'all are trying to hide your testimony. You gotta learn how to tell your story. When he gets back home, I wondered, I asked the Lord, I said, I know when he got back home, somebody, gonna try to mess with his testimony. Oh, come on here, brothers. It's just us and here, brothers. Don't worry about the sisters. Brothers, when you change, don't you have some difficulty convincing people you ain't the same man no more? Come on. I got some brothers in here right now, and sisters have told you you ain't changed. You're the the same person. Ain't nothing different about you. I came by to tell you, yes, there is. You see, the Bible says he was cutting himself, which means, Bishop J. Mack, he had scars. Nurse Kim, he had scars. Lord says, that's a close sermon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I said, huh? The scars is the key to the close of the sermon.
Yes.
Why is it? Because scars are an indication that you were hurt, but now you're healed. Scars are an indication that you've been through something, but you made it through. Brothers, you got scars, S-C-A-R. You got signs that you didn't change, you made adjustment, and you've been restored. You got scars. That's why we sing, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm going to let it shine, because my scars are evident that God has done something different in my life. You know what your scar is? You remember that time you spent a little time in jail? And you came out? That's a scar. You remember when you were stuck on stupid? And she had your nose wide open? And you just thought she was the best thing since sliced bread? And she broke your heart? Now I'm in a church talking to some men and women, and sisters are quiet because y'all don't think y'all break men's hearts. You don't think you're one. Listen, don't you know a man can stand and look down a barrel of a gun and not blink? But if a woman he loves damages him by way emotionally, it'll make him cry. He can stand before a gun, but crumble under your words. But you made it through that? That's a scar. He went back. Lee, John, Chuck, P, Fred, Joe. When he got back home, where you been? Because you know whenever God do something for you, folk can't be excited about where you are. They always want to know where you been. Where you been? No, somebody started, I'm going to use a New Orleans term. Somebody started shoo-shooing. Somebody had to be saying, you know, girl, that's that one.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
That's the one that was in the tombs. That's the one who used to sell dope. That's the one who used to run the women. That's the one that was always drunk. That's the one every time you saw him, he was high. Well, what happened? Charlie, tell me. He met Jesus. And ever since he met Jesus, he's been running and telling everybody. Goodbye, y'all. I'm kidding. He's been running and telling everybody about the change that has happened. And I'm wondering if I can just get some men in the building who can stand on your feet, lift up your hands, and say, what a wonderful change has come over me. Ever since I met Jesus in my life, is there anybody here that know you've been changed? I've been changed. I've been born again. I'm not all I ought to be, but I ain't what I used to be. Come on, sisters, you can join in. Turn over and tell your sister, say, girl, I was once this, but because of Jesus, I'm a brand new creature. Shout yeah! Shout yeah! And a change his life. Your issues is not your identity. You were that, but you ain't that no more. I find myself wanting to go back to that cemetery. I find myself wanting to do some of the old things. Now, if I'm brand new, why is that? And here's the answer. Because there is a certain thing that's called withdrawals. And whenever you live the way for so long, and God changes you, you know this is a better life. But you have withdrawals. A relapse. And if by chance you've had a relapse, I got good news for you, man. If by chance you've had a relapse, all you got to do if you backslid is just slide on back. Turn to them and say, it's okay if you fall. Just because you slip don't mean you got to slide. You can come on back. That's what happens in Mark chapter 5. This man was messed up. But he met Jesus. And his life changed. I am talking to a bunch of men whose life is getting better. Whose life is changing. And the word of the Lord, brother, is tell somebody. Tell somebody. Man, the change that God has brought you. Come on, let's give God a hand.